Hey everybody, it's time for another real life superhero intro, and this time it's time for another skinny group. It's time for another skinny jeans sweatsuit with zipper gloves and tape, shades and COVID mask intro for a new series of real life superhero videos. Instead of taking the daytime intros I already did and mixing them with the nighttime intros, for some odd reason the next video I'm about to do, I never felt like doing it during the daytime, even though the daytime is when I wanted to do the video. And when I got done doing another video before it, it was close to nighttime, so I decided just to do another real life superhero intro for the nighttime with the same costume and with one different theme, and one theme kept the same. The theme songs. The walkout theme will be the Neat Flicks Something You Can Never Own song, and that will be mostly used as the outro for most videos. And the intro song, the first song that will play before I make my grand entrance, will be Jeff Hardy's, professional wrestler Jeff Hardy's Modest to the Top. So yeah, this is the daytime version. Once again, the topics will be the same. There will be various reviews, rants on social and current events and various forms of media and entertainment. So, with that being said, let me hit the music and get started right now.
Modest to the top, modest at the top, modest past the top, still modest past the top, straight to the top of the moon, keep heading up and start shining why we should do. Know what is real and how real is still. Feel the pain sometimes feels in a way that you rise as strong as we face in this life. There's a lot of time there to make a showcase. This means you will get out of the night. Live your life, go on and show how the style you perfect your life. Show the way to make it right. Make it to the top of no prohibition. Until you feel there's nothing more for you to say. Cause I got something to prove. I gotta take what I hate and finally make a move. I think of you and all the shit you go through. Well, I'ma make hella sure that I don't become you. Have no regrets, yeah, outside of my chest. I'll never forget what it's like to be in death. Baby, step in the back bed, I'll show you what happened. Pass me the mic and I'll show you with action. I feel this pain, you already know. Turn that to gains, let my money show. I've got these things that I can't let go. Watch me turn this life into something that you could never own. I feel this pain, you already know. Turn that to gains, let my money show. I've got these things that I can't let go. Watch me turn this life into something that you could never own. So fight and fight and fight for the things you know you love. To what you think is right, and you like to lose why. So fight and die for the things you know you love. To what you think is right, and you like to lose why. So give me all the scars, I'm a human being. Cover them with tattoos so you can't see. Knew it from the start, you had problems with me, and the things I could be, I just wish I had seen. I feel this pain, you already know. Turn that to gains, let my money show. I've got these things that I can't let go. Watch me turn this life into something that you can never own. I feel this pain, you already know. Turn that to gains, let my money show. I've got these things that I can't let go. Watch me turn this life into something that you can never own.
Hey everybody, it's time for another Mortal Kombat movie review. And this time, this is my 2025 real life superhero review, anthology, and overview of the entire Mortal Kombat Legends series. However, mostly Scorpion's Revenge and Battle of the Realms, the two best. These videos, these two movies right here will have their own parts. This part right here is Scorpion's Revenge, the first one. The second one is Battle of the Realms, and I will also squeeze in Snowblind and Cage Match, the final one. And I will give my thoughts. In the second part, I will give my thoughts on the future of the Mortal Kombat Legends series. To see the part 1 narration and links will be in the description box below. And the other versions I did, they will be uploaded sometime in the future. I wanted to do it with this one, but that's asking people to watch too much. Sorry about that. Yeah, that's asking too much. So I'll upload those sometime in the future, but right now this is the remade real life superhero version with not only props but the box armor I've recently added to my various costumes and wardrobe. So with that being said, let's start Scorpion's Revenge right now, and I'll make my grand entrance on camera and finish reviewing.
Get over here!
Yeah, like I said in part 1.
Look.
Like I said,
Scorpion, it needs help.
yeah, hold on.
Life is cruel, Satoshi. It doesn't care where you are from, what god you pray to.
So, hold on,
It
having
is,
difficulty.
so you must face it head on. See the scorpion? No matter how many enemies,
Yeah,
it continues
like I said.
on. It
Like
is
I
strong.
said, yes, this is
It is fast.
my
Do you know
webcam
why
review of
Scorpion is
Scorpion's
feared?
Revenge. This movie right here was one
It's
of the
real.
best of a very dark and awful 2020. This direct
Is what
to
makes your destiny your
video
own.
based
Learn
movie
to be
was better
strong
than all of the
here
theatrical
and here.
movies. This movie and its sequel were so awesome. I briefly decided to
Let's
quit
get home.
live action
Your mother is
adaptations
making
until
dinner.
I
She won't
saw
be happy if we're late.
a couple of movies in 2023 that got me so
Hold on.
interested in live action adaptations. But for franchises like Mortal Kombat, Street Fighter, DC,
Your puppy needs a break.
DC, Marvel, and Ninja Turtles. I like the idea of these as live action projects with real people with real people, CGI, special effects, etc. But when it comes to these projects, animation is the way to go. You can animate and do more. All these franchises, they feature a large and a colorful cast of characters, each with unique costumes and appearances and martial arts moves, special moves, and signature based attacks and projectiles. It's much easier to animate, draw, and animate all of that than drawing, animating all that, and trying to recreate it in real life. This project is also, especially with the sequel even more so, was both was the Mortal Kombat reboot I wanted. This is both remake of the 1995 live action Mortal Kombat movie and a reboot of the Defenders of the Realm. Defenders of the Realm cartoon. The first Mortal Kombat project came off, and basically two and a half decades was this project right here. And the one other thing I like about this is this project, finally this project did Scorpion justice. Scorpion, he was cool in the 90s adaptations, but in the 90s adaptation, there wasn't much known about the lore, and Scorpion wasn't as complex as he is now. So the writers kept making him a reoccurring antagonist despite his neutral alignment in the games. And he was neutral there too, but but here in the video games he was always neutral. He's not a good guy, but he's not a bad guy either, and nowadays he leans more towards the role versus a straight up antagonist, which is what the previous 90s adaptations kept doing with Scorpion. They also did Sub-Zero justice. Not only did they do Sub-Zero justice, they had the best Sub-Zero ever. This was the most innocent Sub-Zero. I felt sorry for Sub-Zero in this movie right here. This movie is based upon the storyline of Mortal Kombat 1 and 4, but also features elements from 2, 3, and NetherRealm's eras, Mortal Kombat 9 and Mortal Kombat 9 and 10, with also elements from Defenders of the Realm. So this is much darker, much more violent. Another thing I like about this, Johnny Cage, who was missing from Defenders of the Realm, is in this movie right here. Yeah, this part of the original plot, with the original 7 plus the big three protagonists, Liu Kang, Johnny Cage, and Sonya, guided by Raiden, on a boat to the legendary interdimensional Mortal Kombat fight tournament on Shang Tsung's private island set up by the elder guy. First, the Mortal Kombat. It's a battle between on Earth realm. Outworld, the main antagonist led by Shao Kahn, have to win 9 Mortal Kombat tournaments, 10 Mortal Kombat tournaments to invade Earth realm. And 1-9 with Shang Tsung and Shang Tsung's champion, the 4-armed Shokan monster Goro. This is the 10th tournament. Following that story, those who enter the tournament, Shang Tsung started leveraging his power to sabotage their chance of winning the tournament, including hiring Black Dragon, providing various obstacles for our three heroes to face to sabotage them and tip the tournament into Outworld's favor. There's that story. Then there's Scorpion's story. Enough. Where beginning of the film, Sub-Zero, the elder Sub-Zero Bayhan leads an assault on Scorpion's clan, leads the Shiryu, leads an assault on Scorpion's clan, the Shiryu, with Sub-Zero and the Lin Kuei killing his, with Sub-Zero and the rest of his clan, finding Scorpion himself, thus allowing NetherRealm to claim Scorpion's soul.
You touch a hair on his
makes a deal with Scorpion that if Scorpion retrieves a mythical element at the Mortal Kombat tournament, he'll return Scorpion. He'll return Scorpion to the world of the living and also return his family. He also promises Scorpion will get revenge because Sub-Zero will be at that same tournament. Scorpion goes there. He takes out numerous Lin Kuei and Black Dragon, befriends Liu Kang, Sonya, and Johnny Cage before he is finally face to face with Sub-Zero himself. After a brutal battle, Scorpion kills Sub-Zero by impaling himself and Sub-Zero on a giant pillar, and Scorpion passes out and Sub-Zero dies. Quan Chi reveals that it wasn't Sub-Zero who murdered his clan, it was Quan Chi using sorcery to disguise himself, to disguise himself as Sub-Zero and lead the Lin Kuei's assault on Scorpion's clan. The Shiryu, Scorpion's will allows him to pull himself up off the pillar, and he saves Liu Kang, who was about to get torn limb from limb by impaling Goro with his spear. Thus is now down to Liu Kang and Scorpion decides to live for the moment and to assist the Earthrealmers, thus forfeiting the tournament to Liu Kang. Thus Earthrealm wins, and Scorpion and Quan Chi battle on Shang Tsung's collapsing island, which was only held together by Shang Tsung's existence and presence on the island. When Shang Tsung retrieved the Outworld, the island crumbled, just like video games and Scorpion killed Quan Chi first, with Sub-Zero's brutality, the spinal rip. First off, after impaling him numerous times with the spear, pulled his head out of his spine. Then Scorpion did his toasty fatality, took off his mask,
I didn't know. No.
And blew.
You did well.
And blew, incinerating Quan Chi and choosing to stay behind and perish on the island. And there's a scene at the end with Shao Kahn and Shang Tsung setting up the sequel Battle of the Realms. Like I said, we had a couple of problems with this, such as
Lord Raiden?
Such as bumping Liu Kang down. I don't have a problem with this anymore, but I had a problem back when I saw it.
This work, I promise.
Back when I saw it, bumping Liu Kang down. In no other media is Goro stronger than Liu Kang. Liu Kang is Goro's butt. In every media they fought in, or was at least stronger than Goro. In every media they fought in. But this was to set up Liu Kang's big moment in the next movie, because while Liu Kang still had a main protagonist role, this was Scorpion's movie. But like I said, you didn't have to bump down Liu Kang just to push Scorpion. Other things I didn't like, and this is something I still don't like. While I don't mind Johnny Cage being stupid, being dumb in this film, what I didn't like is this takes after the crappy NetherRealm era of Mortal Kombat, where a lot of the characters, excluding Liu Kang, Scorpion, Sub-Zero, Ermac, and many more, a lot of the characters are weak wimpy parody versions of themselves, and this Johnny Cage was weak. This Johnny Cage was weak. He had his moment
well,
at the end where he vanquished and beat up several another round only, but this Johnny Cage was wimpy, like he's never been in a fight before, whereas back in '95 he was like the second main character after Liu Kang, beating Scorpion, and later beating Goro himself, the second tier boss in Mortal Kombat 1. Jax got it the worst. Oh man, like the fighters then said, he was the Arthurian of this film. And this is based on another realm hero Jax. I like original timeline. Annihilation and Defenders of the Realm Jax. Jax, starting with Mortal Kombat 9, has been terrible. It is a joke now. In every version you see Jax with human arms now, they're going to get torn, ripped, and blown off. So he's doing cybernetic enhancements, which are now replacement arms. I like the old storyline where, like my box armor you see right here, they were slip-ons. They were slip-ons placed over his regular arms.
This is no place for a little girl. This is no place for a little girl.
And he got beat easily in his fight with Well, he was going to get washed, but have him go down. Other things I liked a lot of the callbacks. This movie was Mortal Kombat 1. The game, Mortal Kombat 1 and 4, the games come to life. They have the iconic test your might. My girl Natara, she made a cameo. She made a cameo that brings the next thing. My favorite and best scenes. I enjoy every scene. I watch this movie all the time. My favorite and best scenes. All of Liu Kang's scenes. The largest and best Fight Club Mortal Kombat martial arts tournament gathering I've ever seen in any film or in any Fight Club style medium was this where you had the figures of Natara, the test your might, a good little Shang Tsung here, Mortal Kombat 3 song, and Elder Gods, the first Elder Gods cameo. Elder Gods cameo, and it was the coolest tournament ever. Then the fight, Johnny Cage versus the Tarkata, at the time thought to be Baraka, but it was just a random Tarkata.
Honestly, it's an improvement.
Sonya versus Reptile, the best fight is the time. Scorpion versus Various Black Dragon, and Lin Kuei, his meaning and defending of Sonya, Johnny Cage, Liu Kang, and Raiden. The final battle, Choose Your Destiny. Scorpion fights Scorpion after beating several Black Dragon and Lin Kuei. Scorpion fights Sub-Zero. Sonya and Johnny Cage go after the NetherRealm Demon and Kano and save Jax. And Liu Kang in the final battle fights Goro. Scorpion kills Goro, the next best scene, and finally Scorpion forfeiting the tournament, and Scorpion versus Quan Chi to close out this movie. My favorite and best scenes, but we moved from beginning to end.
Where am I?
Movements from beginning to end was awesome, man. This gets better and better every time I watch it. I've watched this like every day. It's not that long, so that's another thing I like about it. I can put, just like Dragon Ball Evolution, the original Mortal Kombat movies, I can put this on all the time because it isn't that long.
Fresh meat.
Yeah. I also thought killing off Quan Chi was a mistake, but I'll talk about that in WitchDog, but an awesome movie. Now, let me get to the much superior sequel, Battle of the Realms.
It's no use.
Alright, now it's time for the second and final part of my Mortal Kombat Legends Anthology review. This is my review of my large review of Battle of the Realms, and I'll also briefly mention Snowblind and Cage Match. So with that being said, let me start Battle of the Realms right now and make my grand entrance on camera and continue the rest of this video. I'll have the shades and the COVID mask around my chin
this time, because this is Liu Kang's movie, and I won't have the swords in this one, because this one's Liu Kang's, and Liu Kang, well, he has nunchucks, but he mostly fights hand to hand. Yeah, now it's time for my review of Battle of the Realms, which if I had to choose, this movie right here is single-handedly probably the greatest Mortal Kombat movie of all time, and this right here is one of the best in the Mortal Kombat franchise outside of its video game counterpart. This was for me the ultimate Mortal Kombat fanboy wet dream. This movie was Mortal Kombat's 2 through 4 with elements of the 6 Deception, 7 Armageddon, and NetherRealm's era's Mortal Kombat's X and 11 Defenders of the Realm, and a reboot of Mortal Kombat Annihilation. All of that splashed into one. They went out with a bang. At the time, there were 2 more movies to follow this, but at the time, it looked like it was the end here. They went out with a bang. This has a mixed to negative reception amongst fans, but I thought this was the greatest Mortal Kombat ever. It blows the previous one, Scorpion's Revenge, out of water, which was also awesome. That's the second best. This is the best right here, and the third best and one of the weakest is the Snowblind, the next one, and the fourth best, in my opinion, Cage Match. That's the worst, but I'll get to that later. This is the best movie ever. This follows the plot. This follows the plot of Mortal Kombat 2, but features elements and stuff from Mortal Kombat 3, 4, and 3, 4, and those other versions. This movie more so than the previous one, whereas the previous one was a reboot of both Defenders of the Realm and mostly the 1995 live-action Mortal Kombat film. This one more so is a better reboot of Defenders of the Realm, because it actually has part of the team featured in the Defenders of the Realm cartoon, and this is also a reboot of Mortal Kombat Annihilation. This has bits and elements of that team featured here in this cartoon animated movie. The plot starts off with a storyline loosely based upon Mortal Kombat's 2 and 3. Like Mortal Kombat 3, Shao Kahn has already invaded Earthrealm in this version. However, unlike 3, he hasn't resurrected Sindel, and he hasn't merged Earthrealm with Outworld yet. Instead, him and his minions, led by Kitana, invade Earthrealm with already newcomer strikers, Kung Lao, Jax from the previous film, holding them off, and later joined by Sonya and Johnny Cage, and finally Liu Kang and Raiden to even up the odds. Shao Kahn invades Earthrealm not to conquer, but to get the Earthrealmers to agree to a new tournament, similar to it, loosely based upon the plot in Mortal Kombat 2. In Mortal Kombat 2, one last chance to for Shang Tsung to save his life after failure in the previous Mortal Kombat game, Mortal Kombat 1. He convinces Shao Kahn to first off resurrect his youth, and he also convinces Shao Kahn to hold a new tournament in Outworld to abandon the current system of 10 for one final winner-take-all Mortal Kombat tournament on their soul, Outworld, where the Earthrealmers will be death at Shao Kahn's hands. Raiden, just like in Mortal Kombat Annihilation, wants to participate and help the Earthrealmers, so he relinquishes his godhood to fight as a mortal and increase the chances of the Earthrealmers winning. So yeah, like Mortal Kombat 3, the younger Sub-Zero, Smoke, Sector, and Cyrax, and Emiru, the Lin Kuei Grandmaster, and the Cyborgs. That Cyborg storyline is featured here, where the Lin Kuei wants to set their ninjas and assassins up for automation, but Sub-Zero and Smoke aren't having that. So they decide to defy the Lin Kuei and escape. Sub-Zero escapes, but Smoke is captured and automated and forced to hunt down his best friend, Sub-Zero. Sub-Zero is also looking to seeking revenge against Hanzo Hasashi Scorpion for killing his older brother in the previous movie, and that is taking place while the tournament is happening. And then in another subplot, the Lin Kuei are retrieving, unknown to them, the Kamadogu for Shinnok, who wants to merge the Kamadogu to destroy all life and end all destroy everything in Earthrealm. One of the only things I didn't like about this awesome movie, I hate it when bad guys want to acquire more power just to destroy things, unless they're bad guys like Cell, Boo, and Omega Shinron from Dragon Ball, who don't need to eat or don't need food and stuff to survive, and characters like Joker and Carnage from DC and Marvel respectively, who just like chaos and anarchy. Yeah, never like it when a villain just wants to destroy, unless it's those exceptions I just mentioned right there. But other than that was his motivation. If he fuses all Kamadogu together, the Kamadogu is from Deception, except it's that without the namesake character Shinjinko and Unaga the Dragon King, and like Armageddon, Mortal Kombat 7, when all the Kamadogu are fused together, Shinnok transforms into the one being, Blaze, the fire monster. The fire monster Blaze. So yeah, Liu Kang, Johnny Cage, Sonya, Jax, Raiden, newcomers, Kung Lao, and Stryker accept the terms and enter the tournament. In the first round of the Earthrealmers clean house, everyone except Johnny Cage, who loses to Devora. Sonya beats Lin Mei, who another thing I didn't like. Happy to see Lin Mei in this film. Don't like the fact she's fighting for Outworld. And Stryker beats Baraka. Jax beats Kintaro. Jax is way better here. Still far cry from the original timeline, from the badass he was in the original timeline. But I like Jax here. But Jax was better here, breaking Kintaro's arms and beating Kintaro here. And Liu Kang beat Jade. When we get to the second round, this is when the losses begin. Sonya avenges Johnny Cage and defeats Devora, but Jax falls to Shao Kahn. Stryker, my boy Stryker, one of the best falls to Shang Tsung and this gives our first kill. No thing I didn't like. The good news is Stryker is here. The bad news is him and later Kung Lao, who fell to Shao Kahn. They were both brought in to die. And Stryker at least got a good fight. Kung Lao did it. Kung Lao barely even scratched. Actually, didn't even scratch Shao Kahn at all. He touched him, but didn't scratch him at all. He got taken out by his own Like I said, Kung Lao's another character who, since the start of the new timeline, has been increasingly done dirty. So Liu Kang is able to beat Shang Tsung, and dropped the fight against Kitana, who turned on Shao Kahn and joined the Earthrealmers, but got beat up and put on chains for it. Like Sonya and Kano in Mortal Kombat 2, and her in Mortal Kombat 9, Raiden beat Reiko, but fell to Shao Kahn, and gave us our third death of the film, which gave Liu Kang the motivation to beat Shao Kahn, and then Liu Kang absorbed. The Elder Gods made their second cameo, their third and final cameo in the film, where they gave Liu Kang their power, turning him into the Fire God. Here's the Mortal Kombat 11 references, turning him into the Fire God, and Liu Kang and the newly assembled Defenders of the Realm, consisting of himself, Johnny Cage, Sonya, Jax, Kitana, and later Scorpion and Sub-Zero, who eventually put their differences aside to prevent the Lin Kuei from merging the Kamadogu. The Lin Kuei, Smoke, Sector, and Cyrax managed to retrieve and merge the Kamadogu anyway, and they got wasted by them, and the Lin Kuei Elder got wasted by several Netherrealm demons. Scorpion and Sub-Zero killed those demons, and later joined the Earthrealmers in the fight against Shinnok and his minions. Johnny Cage and Sonya took out Baraka, Jax, Kitana, and the rest took out several Earthrealm, and the military took out several Outworld minions, and Liu Kang, with his Fire God power in a giant kaiju battle, with help from Scorpion and Sub-Zero, took out Shinnok, and squeezed the life out of him, reabsorbing the Kamadogu, and erasing Shinnok from existence, and separating the realms with the Kamadogu, and Liu Kang at the end, and then the newly defenders of the realm stood tall with the resurrection of Raiden. The film is there. Like I said, awesome movie. My favorite and best scenes: all of Liu Kang's scenes, Sonya's fight with Lin Mei, all of Liu Kang's scenes, all of Sub-Zero, Scorpion, Smoke, Sector, and Cyrax's scenes, Lin Mei's fight with Sonya, Stryker's fight with Shang Tsung, Liu Kang's fight with Shang Tsung, everyone's fight with Khan, Liu Kang's fight with Khan, and the Liu Kang Fire God transformation, and the final battle with Shinnok and his minions. Oh, and the Lin Kuei Cyber, Smoke, Sector, and Cyrax versus the Netherrealm demon. These are my favorite and best scenes. This movie was, from beginning to end, was even more they had battle stages. They had battle stages from the game. They had the Lin Kuei Temple from Mortal Kombat X, and they had the cool Coliseum level from Mortal Kombat 2, 9, and 11, the Outworld Coliseum, and
We have a chance to end this now. We must. Not fair. It rarely is, but such is life.
Outworld Coliseum. I'm happy Liu Kang's cool Fire God transformation, which after being teased in 4 games, starting with Armageddon, finally appeared in 11. Finally makes its debut here in another Mortal Kombat, in an actual Mortal Kombat animated movie. Mortal Kombat animated movie, way better than people gave it credit for. This right here, there were two this was released in 2021, October 2021. There were 2 Mortal Kombat movies released this year. There was this and the rebooted live action 2021 Mortal Kombat film, which was atrocious. This was the real Mortal Kombat right here. But like I said, as awesome as this thing was, things I didn't like. I didn't like the killing of Quan Chi in the first movie. Shinnok's invasion felt kind of half-assed without Quan Chi to be there with them. It should have been Shinnok and Quan Chi invading Earthrealm. Next, I didn't like Shinnok. I mentioned I didn't like Shinnok's plan to get more power just to destroy and end all life. in our life. So Shinnok just basically existed in this film. It's just a big, powerful enemy for the good guys to fight. 3, I didn't like Lin May, a character who, apart from an ending, is a good guy in the game. Has never been allied with Outworld. Well, she was allied with the Adenian forces in Outworld against against Unaga's men, but has never been in Outworld. Here, she's just a random fighter. Which not only they randomly inserted her, but they even got her name wrong. They credit her as Melina in the credits when she's Lin May, I think. So yeah, they're like still making mistakes. The '90s adaptations made when there's kind of no excuse now. In the '90s, not much was known about Mortal Kombat. The people behind it were still figuring things out. Here, still taking random characters and inserting them randomly here. And I mentioned I'm happy Stryker and Kung Lao made it to this film. I didn't like they made it into this film just to get killed, but at least Stryker got a good fight first. But Kung Lao, ooh, he got done dirty. He got beat real bad. Real bad. It sucks how Defenders of the Realm is the only version to do Stryker justice, and Conquest is the only version to do Kung Lao justice outside of the video games. So yeah, but I love Liu Kang. Like I said, I love Liu Kang back to his main role. He was back to the MVP. Scorpion still had a big role, but Liu Kang was back to the MVP, being MVP of Mortal Kombat. And because of how the way this movie ended, I thought it was the end. What could you do next? Liu Kang easily whooped Shao Kahn's butt, and Shang Tsung was injured in this film, got his arms and legs broken. So, what type of threat could you have done in the sequel? So I thought it was done. Which is why they had to cram everything. Everyone says they should have saved something in the movie. They weren't sure they were going to have another movie. And I thought cramming everything here was going to be because it was an animated movie for the fans. The fans, like myself, recognize everything. It would have been different if you tried all this in a live action, which is what Annihilation did. Annihilation did several things like this, and it didn't come out good because I understood everything that goes on, but a lot of the people watching will be like, what the hell? So yeah, voice acting was good. A couple of voice actors from the games come back here, like Patrick Swayze as Scorpion, the original Mortal Kombat vs. DC, and NetherRealm Scorpion before the new one took over in 11. Liu Kang's Mortal Kombat 9 and X voice actor comes back to voice Kung Lao here, and Stryker's voice actor for Mortal Kombat 9 comes back to voice him here too. Yeah, so that was good. Animation was good. I even like to call these now. You'll see these not only in favorite and best movies list, but you'll see these in favorite animes list. They've earned it. Animes. They've earned the term. Animes. Yeah. Now the next one, Snowblind. Yeah, this one was terrible, but it was still enjoyable. It was terrible as a Mortal Kombat film. It was mostly a Kenshi. It was mostly a Kenshi Deadly Alliance with elements from the other eras of Mortal Kombat. Mad Max and Fist of the North Star and Doomsday 2008, featuring the Mortal Kombat characters. It was mostly Kenshi. And it was based on, in 11, based on Kano's What If Anywhere. He defeated Chronicleish, but they gotta stop making Kano important. But it was still entertaining, and happy Kenshi finally got his starring role, where his stuff was the best stuff. His fight scenes and all his entire story was the best stuff here. But other things I didn't like. Randomly inserting characters. They take Daryu, a character from Deception, from the realm of Saito, and randomly include him here as part of Kano's Black Dragon gang. And then he only makes a cameo. He's not even seen being killed. Jarek makes a cameo being brutally killed. Cabal is once again back to being a bad guy and back to being with Kano's team. Cobra, my boy Cobra got it the worst. Finally, Cobra from Deception makes it into this film just to get washed by Shang Tsung. Shang Tsung without having a good fight scene in the film. He gets his butt kicked by Kenshi early in the film and gets brutally incinerated by Shang Tsung later in the film. One thing I did like, this film made me like and appreciate Trimmer, who I didn't even know this was a new character. I thought this was a weird skin and costume for Scorpion, but the character Trimmer, yeah, he was way better here than he was in X, where he was in than Mortal Kombat X, where he made his debut. Speaking of Mortal Kombat X characters, Ferritor makes his debut as randomly being part of Kano's gang. So does Aaron Black. Luckily, I hate and don't care about Aaron Black. But other than that, awesome movie, and I still accept this movie for what it was. I don't have problems with it, despite the fact I think it sucks. It's the best and worst movie. It's the best and worst movie ever, in my opinion. The reason I still accept this movie is because you did everything in the previous two movies. There was kind of nothing left except the Chronica or the Kombat 11 storyline, and I love their versions of Sub-Zero and their version of Scorpion, who practically became Spawn and Ghost Rider in this movie. So yeah. Now the next one, Cage Match. This one was the worst. This movie right here was a tribute and love letter to the 1980s action films with Johnny Cage as the main characters, with the plot loosely based upon mythology, Sub-Zero, Deception, because the character Ashura from Deception finally makes her debut, and so does Mocap, who made his debut in Deadly Alliance, and the movie Big Trouble in Little China, one of the major inspirations for Mortal Kombat. That's what this pretty much was a tribute to Big Trouble in Little China and all those cool 80s action films. And that was really cool, but I want to see more of what I saw in Battle of the Realms, not a 80s action film. If I wanted to watch an 80s action film, I would pop in one of the Van Damme, Schwarzenegger, Stallone, and Bruce Willis, and many more live action movies. But I want to see more of but it's good that Johnny Cage got a starring role, and I love the use of cool 80s music like Five Alarms, I Will Survive, and I Am a Survivor, or I Will Survive, something like that. That was one of those. And like the fact that Johnny Cage got a starring role after kind of being left out of Defenders of the Realm. He gets a starring role here where he's the #1 guy. He was a leading character in Battle of the Realms and Scorpion's Revenge, but he was pathetically weak. This is the super powerful badass Johnny Cage he was in the original timeline, in the original 1995 live action film. And I'm happy Ashura, she got to make her debut here. Other things I didn't like, once again, randomly asserting characters. The good news is Quan Chi's Brotherhood of Shadows makes debuts here, as Shinnok is once again the main antagonist. His Brotherhood of Shadows, the females, Kia, Jataka, and Serena from Mythology Sub-Zero. Well, Kia and Jataka, of course, were bad guys, but Serena became a good guy. Here, she's randomly asserted here as a bad guy. So once again, just randomly taking characters and putting them in what's his name. I wanted since they brought in the Chronica time travel stuff, I was hoping they'd remake the original timeline, starting with Deadly Alliance and Deception and Armageddon. They already told these stories, but I want them to tell the stories with the characters involved: Shijinko, Taven, Blaze, and Unaga, and many more, and tell the actual story of Mortal Kombat this time. But it looks like, and I still hope they do that, but it looks like now, and they want to do a crossover with the DC like they did in the video games, but an animated movie. But Warner Brothers passed on it. So instead, according to Wikipedia, there's no article on it. It's in red. There's no article on it. But the next one is based upon Kitana. So Kitana. I don't think that's going to be that good, but I'm still interested in seeing it because I love these animated projects. Yeah, this is what Mortal Kombat is from now. I'm still gonna give the. I'll watch the sequel. It looks better than the first one, the live action one, but I don't care about that. This anthology series is the real Mortal Kombat, with the first two being the best, and Battle of the Realms, this one you're listening to in the background, being the supreme best. So yeah, this was my review of the Mortal Kombat Legends anthology. You don't want to hear the rest of the music? Turn the video off right now. To see the part 1 narration, the links will be in the description box below. This will be the first of many Mortal Kombat reviews.
We await the outcome. You are a fool, Lord. No. Just.
Don't wanna sleep in, cause I got something to prove. I gotta take what I hate and finally make a move. I think of you and all the shit you don't do. Well, I'ma make hella sure that I don't become you. Have no regrets outside of my chest. I'll never forget what it's like to be in bed. Maybe stab me in the back, but I'll show you. Back to the mic and I'll show you with action. I feel the pain, you already know. Turn that to games, let my money show. I've got these things that I can't let go. Watch me turn this life into something that you could never own. I feel this pain, you already know. Turn that to games, let my money show. I've got these things that I can't let go. Watch me turn this life into something that you could never own. So fight and fight for the things you know you love. Do what you think is right, and you like to what you want. So fight and fight for the things you know you love. Do what you think is right, and you like to what you want. So give me all the scars, I'm a human being. Cover them with tattoos so you can't see. Knew it from the start, you had problems with me and the things I could be, I just wish I had seen. I feel this pain, you already know. Turn that to games, let my money show. I've got these things that I can't let go. Watch me turn this life into something that you can never own. I feel this pain, you already know. Turn that to games, let my money show.